Good afternoon, this is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jarrod Horak, and this is the video feature race of the week. This week's feature race for Saturday, October 11th, it's going to be the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup from Keeneland, and 3-year-old fillies are going to be going 9 furlongs on the turf course. We have a 9-horse field. Let's start from the rail. Sistas, Stroll breaking from the rail. Trainer Tom Proctor, Drayden Van Dyke, apprentice from California, is going to come in to ride this one. This one won the Grade 3 Pucker Up, is probably going to be sitting a bit off the pace. I'd say more like a mid-pack closer for this one, maybe sitting about 5 lengths back and trying to strike in this stretch. There doesn't seem to be a ton of pace in this race. My top choice is going to be the 2 MINORETTE. This one won the Grade 1 Belmont Oaks, and in that Belmont Oaks, she actually broke from an outer post, but she sat right behind a couple speed horses. She saved the ground, and then she tipped out in the stretch on the draw Rosario, and she was able to run down Sea Queen in that one. That was a nice effort. Rosario's ridden this one 3 times with a win, a second, and a third for trainer Chad Brown. She's fresh, coming in off of a little bit of a layoff. And I think she's just going to sit the perfect trip. This time from post 2, she's going to save the ground, tracking moderate fractions, and then I hope that she can swing off the rail again in the stretch and get the jump on the late runners and get the job done again. I think she's got a good shot just based on the way that this race shakes out. I just think she's going to sit a perfect trip in here. Speed Seekers to 3. This one won the Grade 3 Ontario Colleen. She's another one that's going to be stalking the pace about 4 lengths back. She gets a bit of an acid test today. We'll have to see how good she is from a class standpoint. AURELIA'S Bell is going to be the 4. She won the Grade 3 Arlington Oaks. She's running a lot of stakes races. She's run on different surfaces, so she can handle turf. She's going to come from probably a little bit off the pace. She likes to close in the stretch. A Personal Diary. This was one of your deep closers in here. She did win the Grade 1 Del Mar Oaks. Not quite sure how strong that race was, but she was able to get the job done there, and she's going to be firing from the back of the pack. I would expect that she'll be 8th or 9th early, and then she's just going to try to roll in the stretch. Ball Dancing, another one for Chad Brown in here. She won the Grade 2 Sands Point. That was her U.S. debut, so that was a nice debut coming from well off the pace, and she's another one that's going to be sitting at the back of the pack and hoping to get a little bit of pace help up front to set up her late charge. Sea Queen is the 7, probably the one to catch in here. She finished 2nd in the Belmont Oaks for trainer Christophe Clement. She'll go out there, she'll try to slow things down. A lot of times you get a horse that looks like they could be the lone speed, and then somebody else at least tries to go with them because there's not much pace, and sometimes the middle of the race they start going a little quicker than they're used to because they're trying to slow it down, and other riders realize it and they try to speed it up a bit. The 8 Crown Queen, this one won the Grade 2 Lake Placid last time. Johnny V's going to ride for trainer Bill Mott. He had a good weekend last weekend at Keeneland, and we'll have to see if he can keep the roll going. This one's probably going to be stalking. I'd say sitting 3rd or 4th, a wide stalking type trip. If I had my option, if I would rather have a wide stalker or a horse saving ground tracking the pace, I'd pick the ground saving horse, and that's why I went with a MINORETTE anyway. Then the 9 Daring Dancer is a live long shot in here for trainer Graham Motion. I won the Grade 2 Lake George. I'm just concerned pace-wise. This one likes to come from well back. I think it has a decent shot at hitting the top 3. If the pace is a little quicker than it looks like on paper. She does like to win. Alan Garcia rides her well, and she's going to try to rebound off of a race last time. She didn't end up winning, but she did win the Grade 2 Lake George, and I think that she does have a shot from the back of the pack. This is how I suggest playing this race. I'm just going to make a win wager on here. I'm going to make a $40 win wager on MINORETTE. As I said, if you're considering exotics, consider Daring Dancer. I think that she is at least a live exotics player. This one does seem to be wide open. Any of these horses, they have the capability. They're all at least close to graded winners. There's not that many Grade 1 winners in here. A couple of them, MINORETTE, Personal Diary, but a lot of them have won other graded stakes races this year, and this could be a really interesting race. You can follow Horse Racing Nation and Derby Wars on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. You can go over to derbywars.com. We have a $15,000 game for Saturday, October 11th, and it'll be using races from Keeneland, Belmont, and Santa Anita Park. You go over to pick6blog.com, and you can see my late pick 5 and then the late pick 4 tickets from Keeneland Racecourse. And that'll wrap up this week's video. We'll be back next week. We're actually going to do a Derby Contenders video, our second one. From our first list, we've had some horses do well, including Carpe Diem, who was very impressive at Keeneland last weekend. So Join us next week for that updated Derby top 10 list. That'll wrap up this week's video. Good luck at the races.